Welcome back to the channel. So today we will be solving this very important SQL interview problem. So let's see the input and the output. So in the input, if we see, we have this two table. This is the student information. This is the marks information. So let me write, this is the student information. This is the marks information. Okay. And we need to generate this. It seems to be a result or report. So we need to generate this report of the student. Report of student. Okay. So let's read out the challenge. Calculate the percentage marks of each student. Okay, so we need to generate this percentage column. Okay, this is clear. Each subject is of 100 marks. Okay, so if you see, we have two subjects mainly, SQL and PySpark, and each subject is of 100 marks. Create a result column by following the below condition. Okay, so if you see student ID, this we can grab it from here or here, and the student name, this is coming from here. Percentage, this we need to calculate by like summing up the value or the marks value for each student, and we need to generate this result column by following this five condition. So see, so the first condition is percentage marks greater than or equal to 17, then it's distinction greater than or equal to 70. So if you see, this is the percentage marks for this STU is 95. So since this is like 95 is greater than 70, so we can say that it is a distinction. Similarly, if you see here, David, the percentage marks is 65, and let's see where it falls. So it falls between 60 to 69, right? 65 falls here in between. So the result is first class, and this is what written over here. Similarly, for Aryan, if you see the percentage marks is like he gave these two examinations, SQL and PySpark, the summation is 50. And if we do 50 divided by 200, why 200? Because we have two subject, right? 100 marks for here, 100 marks for here, and we have, so this will be 25%, right? And we will multiply it by 100, right? So this is 25%. So 25%, and let's see where it falls. So if you see here, this falls in this category, like it is less than or equal to 39. So it is fail. So this output result we need to generate, right? So what can be the approach to solve this problem? Let's see that. Okay. So let's see what can be our approach to solve this problem. So let's see now. So if you see, we need to generate the percentage marks for each student, right? So as I have told this multiple times, wherever we have a each keyword, that means we need to group the data. That means we need to group the data. So what we can do, we can group by this with the help of student ID, because we need to generate the marks for each student. So if we group this, so see, like for this student ID, the summation of these two values is 190, and since we have two subjects, so each is 100, so we can write 190 divided by 200, and this will be 95%, right? So basically we need to multiply it by 100 to calculate the percentage, so it is 95%. So in the SQL code, what we can do, we can group by the data with the help of student ID, and we can generate the summation of this and the percentage of this. Okay, now, so what will be the next step? So similarly, this will be there, right? We will sum this two value, and similarly for this one, like for the each student ID group, we will create this percentage column, right? Okay, so group the data, and then we will create the percentage column. So these two step is done now. Okay, so the next step will be like based on these percentage, we will find the result, right? So we will use the case when statement, right? We will use the case when statement and generate this output. So let's say if the percentage marks is 65, so what we will do, we will check if in which all these condition that 65 marks falls, and based on that we will give the flag to this, like if it is distinction, first class, second class, third class, and fail, right? So that will be our third step. Okay, And once this is done, then what we will do, we will join that particular table with the student table to get the student name, right? So initially we will play with this table, and then we will generate that particular output by joining the result, right? Okay, so the fourth step is joining the data. Okay, joining the data, and from here we will get the required output. Okay, so without a further ado, let's jump to our editor and try to tackle this problem, right? Okay, now we are here in our editor, and if you see, this is the create statement. I will provide this in the description section. You can try it by yourself also. So if you see, this is the marks table which we saw over there. We have 6 record, and each student is having 2 record for the 2 different subject and their marks respectively, right? And here the second table is student. This we will tackle later, but first we will play with marks table, right? So let me copy this over here and paste it here. Okay, so what was our first step? First step was to grouping the data based on the student ID, right? So let's do that. We will write group by student ID, right? And we need to write over here also. Okay, so when grouping, what we need? While grouping, we need the summation of marks, right? Why? Because how do we find the percentage? How do we find the percentage? Percentage is total value, or we can say that in terms of marks, we can write total marks of all subject. This will be in denominator, and we can say that marks which we student got, marks student got, and this will be total marks, right? And so this is the percentage, right? We will multiply it by 100. So this is how we find the percentage, right? So total marks student got. Total is what? Summation. So we can write sum, and total marks of each subject, right? Total marks by summing of all the subject. So this will be what? Count of all the subject into each subject is of 100. So count into 100. So let's do this. Let's generate these 2 columns. So we will write sum of marks. This will be as total marks, right? And the second column will be total subject for which he appeared. Okay, so let's write total subjects. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, now if you see, let me group like order the data based on the student ID, so it will be easy to understand. Okay, now if you see, we saw over there, right? Like each student has given 2 exams, so that's why the total subject count for each and every record is 2, and this is we are getting the total marks, right? By the summing of the marks column. Okay, now what we can do, we can put this as in a CTE, and let's calculate the percentage. Okay, now we have the total subject and total marks. We can calculate the percentage. How? By following this formula. So let's do that quickly. So let me write select from CT, and we can select all the column, and then what we need in the numerator, we need total marks, right? Total marks divide by, so this what will be in the denominator? It will be total subject into 100. Why? Because each subject is of 100 marks, and we have the total subject column will let us know ki how many exam that particular student has given. So this will give us the percentage, right? So let me write this as percentage. Okay. So let me run this piece of code. Okay. We are getting error. Okay. So this is subjects, not subject. Okay. Let me write it. Let me run it again. Okay. Now, if you see, we are getting 0. Why? Because we are dividing a integer with integer. So what we will have to do? We will have to multiply it by 100, 0. Like we can multiply it by 1.0, right? So that will give us the in decimal, but we don't want in decimal, right? So if you see, we have 0.95, we have 65, 0.65, 0.25, but we want in percentage, so we will multiply it by 100.0, right? So now let's see, we have the percentage column. Awesome. So we have reached till this point, till second point. Now we need to have the case when statement where we will give this flag column, right? We have achieved this percentage column 95, 65, 25, and here if you see 95, 65, 25. Okay, awesome. Now let's give this as CT1 as, and let me generate the third, like the result column, right? So how we can generate, let's see. Okay, so we can write as I discussed over here also, like we will use the case when statement based on the percentage column, right? So let me write it. Okay, so we can write select from, and the table name is PT1, right? The above table, and here we will write a big um, case when statement. So we can select all the column from here, and the next will be case when statement. So we will write case, okay, case when, case when this percentage, if percentage is greater than equal to 70, let's see. So wherever it is greater than equal to 70, we need to give this as distinction. So we can write, if it is greater than equal to 70, then we will write distinction, right? And we will have the again second when statement. We will write when percentage, and let's see the second condition is between 60 to say 60 to 90, then we will give it as first class. So let me copy this, and let me write over here percentage. We can use the between and end, so between 60 and 69, then it will be first class, right? And let's copy paste this, and okay, let's copy this and write it quickly. Okay, so when it is between 60 to 69, it is first class. When it will be 50 to 59, then it will be second class. Similarly, when it will be 40 to 59, sorry, not 59, 49, right? Then it is third class. And at the end, if it doesn't fall in any of these rules, then it will be else, right? And we can write this as fail, right? And we can write this as, and the column name can be result, right? So let's write result. Okay, let me run this. Right, this was the like very easy to understand. We just need to follow the rules and write the when statement. Okay, let me run this. Okay, we are getting error. Let's see what. mm, Case when this else this. Okay, we have not written the end, so we need to write end, right? So let me write this. Okay, now if you see, we have the required column, that is result column. And if you see this is greater than 70, that's why it's distinction. Here it is 65, 65 where let's see where it falls. It is between 60 to 70, that's why it is first class. And the last it is 25, and since it is less than 39, so it is false. Sorry, false, not false, it is fail, right? So okay, now we have got this result also. Okay, so if you see here, we don't need all the columns from here. We just need student ID, percentage, and result, right? We don't need these two columns. Why? Because we just derive this to calculate the percentage. So let's select the required column only. We need student ID, we need percentage, right? So we can write percentage. Okay, let me copy it from here. Okay, and let me run it again. Okay, now we have these three columns, that is student ID, percentage, result. Okay, what is the next step? Next step was joining these two tables, right? Now in the output we have student column, like student column, percentage column, and the result column. Now we need the student name. So what we can do, we can join back this table, this derived table, this one, with student table to get the name. Okay, so let's put this in the CT. So we can write CT2 as, and we can write select from CT2 as T1 inner join with student name, right? Not student name. What was the table name? Student. Okay. Student as T2 on T1 dot. So in the both the table we have student ID. So we can write T1 dot student ID, T2 dot student ID, student ID. Okay. And let's print everything, right, from both the tables. So that's why we have star over there. So let me run this again. Let me pull it up. Okay, now if you see, we have student ID, percentage, result, student ID again from the second table, and the name. Okay, now we don't need two times the student column, right? So what we can do, um, we can select everything. We can select everything from second table, and we need from the first table, that is, okay, not in the, okay, let me write like this. So we need everything from the this table, CT table, right? And that is table 1. So we can write T1 dot star, and from the second table we just need the name column, right? So we can write T2 dot name. Okay, and let me run it now. Now we should get the desired output. Okay, now if you see, we have student ID, percentage, result, and name. Okay, and this is what was required. So yes, we have solved this problem. If you like this content, please do like, subscribe, and share the channel. And if you're new to this channel, do check out our different playlists like pyspark, SQL, DSA. So we have solved this such scenario-based interview questions, right? So let's meet in the next problem. Until then, bye.